Hey, this is Veggie, and I am going to be playing a game today with Deep Ozzie, and today I'm going to be practicing my Pirc. Ozzie, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
We're going to teach you why the Pirc should not be played, are we?
Some people do swear by it, some people don't like it. It's just, I don't know, personal preference as far as black is concerned, maybe?
Yes, well, people who like it often need to have a hindrance. I cannot remember. Oh, it's horrid. It really is. Oh well, E4 it is. We'll see your Pirc and I'll raise you an E4.
Okay, let's go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play D6.
I'll raise you a D6 with a D4. Idea, just controlling the center. Just moving pawns to the center seems like a great idea in the opening.
Oh yeah, okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and do 2 G6.
Ooh, G6. Okay, G6, so she's actually planning on fiend shadowing her bishop onto G7. Me knowing this, that you instantly look at the pawn on D4 and think, wow, is that protected or not? Instantly I can say, yes it is, my queen protects it quite nicely, so I don't need to worry about that. So I look at the other side of the board. I look for pieces which are undefended. At the moment I only have one piece which is undefended, and that is my E4 pawn. So I must move something to defend this pawn. So logically I have two options. I can play bishop D3, which then leaves my G2 pawn unprotected, or I can play knight C3 and protect everything. So knight C3, logically the best move.
Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and go knight F6, and there's a reason for this.
Well done. Okay, well.
Wait, did you just say lol? Are you speaking in text speak now?
I say lol all the time.
Okay.
Get over it. I also say roffle.
Oh goodness
And
gracious.
rofflecopter and stuff like that.
Okay,
I'm a
let's.
nerd.
Yeah.
I'm a real nerd. Okay, well. Hold on.
Okay, so I'm moving my knight to take control of E4, hopefully.
Yes. The idea of knight of 6 is simply to control the center. It's basically black's futile attempt in the Pirc to say, wow, I might start to control the center now, even though white already hasn't. Okay, so white on the other hand thinks, you want the center, but I want your king. So I have two options here. I can play bishop c4 on knight f3. Bishop c4 attacks the f7 square, which is black's weakest square, and at the moment looking quite dangerous because of the knight on f6. But it's all aesthetics, there's really nothing to it. Then I also have knight f3, which looks okay, but can be pinned straight away as bishop g4, which does cause me problems. I prefer the bishop c4 line, simply due to the fact that I get this nice attack on the f7 pawn, and as soon as black castles, which occur after bishop g7, bishop e3, castle, I then have the pin on the pawn on f7 as well. And I'm also thrown in to play queen d2, bishop h6, h4, which is all major problems for black. So we'll have a look. So bishop c4 is the line I like. I think it's rather aggressive. I think it's rather nice.
Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and play bishop to g7. Make room for me to castle.
Exactly. So, as I said before, I just play bishop e3. See, my whole plan here is to actually plant the bishop on h6, and eventually trade off, get my queen on h6, play h4, and crack the king side like a nut. So basically, the idea behind h4, h5 is to get the g pawn off the g file and eventually place the rook onto g3, so I have clear domination of the g file straight into black monarch. Basically, I'm trying to get black to make them crack themselves. So, bishop e3. Also, it protects the center quite nicely. It's a fairly well-rounded move, I think.
I'm going to go ahead and castle.
Yep. So, after she castles, I simply play attempt in the center. Because what it actually achieves is forces the exchange of the d take e5, d take e5, queen take queen, rook take queen, and then I can play rook take rook, check, and black has absolutely nothing. Black can just about resign already after the e5 pawn push. So that push needs to be stopped after I queenside castle. To do this, you probably need to play knight d7. I do like knight d7. Knight d7 solves a lot of problems. So we'll have a look. So queen d2.
Okay. Now I have a question. Usually after this move, oh, wait a second. Actually, yeah, I do have a question. Sometimes after this move, I've seen people play bishop to g4.
Yep.
Would,
Bishop g4 simply to stop me from queenside castling.
now, would you consider that a wasted move or no?
No, I actually think it's rather nice, but I do kind of not like it after f3, because I have no intention of maintaining my kingside, so I can play f3 comfortably, followed by g4, h4, h5, which basically what it does, it basically gives me a reason to push my pawns towards your monarch.
Okay.
Which doesn't sound good, but it's completely a personal preference, because you have to think about it like this. After bishop g4, f3, your bishop must move back to either d7 or c8. That gives me the extra time to queenside castle, and then you must stop my e5 pawn push. If you can't, you're going to lose. So yeah, it becomes a bit more interesting.
Okay. Okay, so I think instead of actually doing that today, I'm going to go ahead and do my knight to d7.
I actually like c6 and knight d7.
C6?
C6 prevents, yeah, c6.
That's what I always forget, c6. Let's go ahead and move that while we can.
C6 is actually a very subtle positional move. The idea here is to actually play b5 and actually chase my bishop. You must firstly play knight d7 after I queenside castle. So,
Okay.
so you queenside castle.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and knight to d7.
Sounds good. Okay, now I probably should complete my development. See, if I was to play knight f3 now, I can then push the e5 pawn push again. So you need to deal with this e5 pawn push. It's looking rather nasty, but we'll see. You should be able to stop this e5. Well, you should just be able to accept it and just be like, oh, you pushed e5, I'm really scared, but don't really respond in any major fashion. So now we need to figure out a black plan. So what do you like for black at the moment?
Well, what I was intending on doing was playing e5, just to go